What's up, YouTube? This is where we come and give it to you straight, raw and uncut. The news that they trying to hide from you. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna get it
Blockchain
rolling.
explained in 3 sentences. A blockchain stores data in a digital ledger, which can be thought of as a digital book, with each block in the blockchain containing a certain amount of data and recording certain types of information, like transactions, for example. It is maintained by several different computers, each having their own copy of the blockchain in a peer-to-peer network, therefore removing the need for a third party in any transactions or any other activities that take place on the blockchain. It uses proof mechanisms to add new blocks of data to the blockchain and keep it secure, as each computer compares their copy of the blockchain, so if a copy on one of the computers gets compromised, it can be corrected, making blockchains very difficult to hack.
Hi, my name is Zen Wilder. I'm with Wilder World. We're building a photorealistic metaverse fully on-chain, leveraging the most sophisticated technology in game design, AI, blockchain technology. And we're here at GDC to show the people what we're having. You see in the background, this is our inaugural experience, the racing game that's going live in June. If I were to put it all in like one sentence, we are building GTA of the future with real money. So you'll be able to earn actual real money, real digital assets. And as you see in the background, these are digital assets, cars that you can buy and you can play in-game. Check out our Twitter, Wilder World. Join our Discord, our website if you want to get updates or want to hear more. I'd love to connect. Thank you. That's Zen Wilder from GDC.
Breaking gaming news.
Hey, y'all, how many of y'all would love to get paid to game and you don't have to worry about streaming, trying to get a bunch of views? Like, you can just game, be good at the game, and get achievements and get like $5 to your account. Something crazy. Like that would make things a little bit more exciting. I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm about to become one.
The new GTA 6 is going to be play to earn. According to insiders, in some missions of GTA 6, the gamer is going to get actual cryptocurrency. Twitter user Kerr Schmunk goes on to say in-game assets will also be on the blockchain. You'll be able to buy and sell cars and houses to other players, send and receive money, and much more to be announced. Wouldn't it be funny if they made an in-game exchange and called it FTX? I think that's probably going to be canon now.
GTA got cryptocurrency inside of it. I'm never getting off. Y'all, who with me?
Recently, we've been getting a lot more kind of focused on hardware devices in the Web3 space, and one of these things is the SUI handheld gaming console, and in that same genre, Solana's doing one as well. And really quick, I just wanted to share that I think that this is really exciting for one specific reason, but also a little bit of a bummer for another. So, of course, we remember seeing the Saga, the Solana mobile phone that MKBHD even reviewed on his channel. And of course, one of the big standout features of that whole thing was really nothing to do with the phone itself, just the fact that they used the pre-order wallet addresses to airdrop a lot of meme coins to, and people made a pretty good chunk of money from all of those airdrops. Now, of course, I don't want to knock that necessarily, but it's unfortunate that that precedent was set, because I think that the only reason there are any pre-orders on either of these two gaming devices because they are relatively expensive for what they are, especially given that they are untested, and especially because Sony has entered the Web3 space, and I would imagine that if anyone could crush out a good handheld gaming console that is actually viable, it would be Sony, and I imagine they're going to do it for cheaper than these things are selling for. But overall, I just think it's really cool because we are getting away from the idea that everything's got to be an investment, and you're starting to get some stuff in the industry that you can just genuinely buy. And if they're any good, then you're going to see legitimate revenue going to some of these companies, and that would be great for everybody involved, right? Unfortunately, because it is crypto and we can't just sell a device, we have to slap a bunch of tokens onto it. I think that we've set the expectation that there's going to be a bunch of airdrops, which leads to what I imagine is the overwhelming bulk of these pre-order numbers. And unfortunately, I think that either they need to keep airdropping forever, or we have to break that cycle, and then the devices are going to be considered a failure. Overall, I think this is really cool. I hope that we see more devices, and I hope that we genuinely just sell devices that are good, allow the bad ones to fade into obsolescence, and allow the good ones to become popular, and we don't necessarily need to slap a whole bunch of tokens.
Crypto gaming, crypto AI,
If you look at those devices, they look like Sony products. Like they're pitching straight to Sony. So Sony got some crazy things in store for sure.
They're going to be huge. I have 100% confidence in that. There's a game called Off the Grid. This game came out and they hired Ninja, Tim the Tatman, a few of the big streamers to play it. And they were all like, this game's fucking incredible. Like, we would play this even if we weren't paid. This is the new game. We want to be on this. And all of a sudden everyone went, crypto gaming isn't so bad. Hey, crypto gaming could be the future, right? We knew that eventually this would happen. It's inevitable. The games are good. It's just a narrative. It's just haters. It's just bad press. But when you have a great product and you have a bunch of bad press over it, eventually the great product breaks through.
Well, this just happened, and this very
How many of y'all had that game? That game, it's not bad. I think it's actually free right now for PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox users, but that game it's not bad. I like it. It's cool. It gives a nice little feel to things. I'm trash at it, but I'm trash at most shooting games. So, but the mechanics of it is actually really nice. If you got a good little squad, you might want to run on there, do some damage.
well might affect the entire world. The Federal Reserve is actually making a monumental shift. And starting March 10th, 2025, Bedwire Fund Service will adopt the ISO 20022 standard for all transactions. All transactions. This is not just a minor tech change or update. It's a massive leap forward in modernizing global financial system. Before we continue, leave a like if you like these types of breakdowns and news, as well as leave a follow and follow my YouTube. Link is in bio. The ISO 20022 is a global messaging standard that's already in use by SWIFT and other major financial systems. By adopting it, the Fed will enable faster, more secure, and transparent communication between financial institutions. Here's where it gets interesting for crypto. Cryptos like XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, and many others are already ISO 20022 compliant. For a lot of us who love these projects, already kind of knew that. This compatibility could lead to increased adoption of these digital assets in institutional as well as cross-border financial transactions. Imagine a future where banks and governments use these cryptos as part of their infrastructure. It's not so much a fantasy anymore. This shift creates demand for these assets as they integrate into the new financial system. Faster settlements, reduced cost, and 24/7 availability, which give compliant cryptos a clear advantage over traditional systems. So what does this mean for the crypto market? It's a huge step towards legitimizing the blockchain and digital assets in the eyes of financial institutions, which have notably had a rough past with them, just not liking them, being stuck in their old ways, and potentially even not having accountability for any kind of expenses. And we could be witnessing the start of a bridge between traditional finance and crypto. But what do you think about it? Will ISO 20022 adoption finally push compliant cryptos into the mainstream? Let me know in the comments and follow for more updates. And remember, this is not financial advice. Always do all of your research on your own. 2025 cannot come quick enough.
Yo, look, he gave a nice breakdown. ISO 2022 he said is a global protocol. So that means when they go to these World Economic Forums, they talk about this and they see how each country can work together. So if you can just, I say it every time, we follow the pattern. If you can follow that pattern around, you are bound to be well. So we're just here to connect the dots.
Some say Ripple could be the next Bitcoin. What do you think, Brad? Is that a compliment that Ripple could be the next Bitcoin?
Well, I think if we're solving a real problem and it's at scale, then I think it's a compliment. I think the most important thing that is going on in crypto is understanding what is real and what is just hype. Some, I think, may look back on Bitcoin and find that it was the Napster of digital assets. What I mean by that is Napster was the first to digitize music and demonstrate, hey, if you digitize music, you can do a lot of cool things with that. But ultimately, they were circumventing trademark laws, they were circumventing royalty payments, and governments stepped in, and Napster was not successful. But Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, they were very successful. I think what you'll find is that maybe the next generation of digital assets ends up solving some of the original problems that Bitcoin set out to solve.
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent. it's moving along. It's very loosely regulated. That's one of the reasons it's moving along. But it is a different form of a currency, and it's going to end up benefiting the country. But if we shut it down, like, Biden's trying to shut it down, Biden doesn't have the intellect to shut it down. Can you imagine this guy's telling you to shut something down like that? He has no idea what the hell it is. But if we don't embrace it, it's going to be embraced by other people. It's a massive thing already. Did you read where it's bigger than any company in the world already? I mean, if you look at the market, it's bigger than many countries. It's a very big thing. If we're not going to be the leader, we have the people that are the leaders. I know some of them. They're very smart. And if we don't embrace it, other countries are going to embrace it. Other countries will anyway. But we can be the leader, and we might as well be the leader.
Hey, like he said other countries will anyway. This game is inevitable. And, so it's crazy. We here with it.
Federal. It doesn't even have reserve isn't federal. It doesn't even have reserves. So what if I told you a private company, Ripple, might soon replace it and potentially save the US from its $37 trillion debt crisis? Buckle up, because the future of money is about to change. Alright, let's take a step back and look at the current state of the US financial system. Here's something most people don't know. The Federal Reserve, despite its name, isn't actually part of the federal government. It's a private institution that operates independently, and the system that it oversees? It's deeply flawed. The Federal Reserve relies on outdated infrastructures like SWIFT to handle international payments. And let me tell you, SWIFT is slow, expensive, and totally out of touch with the demands of today's digital economy. Meanwhile, countries like China and India are moving away from SWIFT. The BRIC nation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are building their own financial networks to bypass the US entirely. The US? We're stuck with systems that are holding us back. Add a $37 trillion national debt, and it's clear something needs to change. And then there's Steve Bassett, the new nominee for Treasury Secretary, makes a bold claim. He says there's no need for the US central bank digital currency or a CBDC. Why? Most major economies are rushing to develop CBDCs. So what's the deal here? Maybe we already have a solution.
Oh, hi. I'm Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple.
Let's talk about Ripple. Ripple isn't just another blockchain company. It's a financial powerhouse. This is something that I have been trying to get to you to understand in the last couple of my deep dive videos on Ripple and XRP. It's a company with potential to transform the global economy and maybe even replace the Federal Reserve. Here's what makes Ripple so powerful. First, licenses. Ripple holds licenses for money transmissions, trust, custody, you name it. This isn't just a tech company. It's an entire financial infrastructure in one. Second, RLUSD. Ripple recently launched RLUSD, a stablecoin that's fast, auditable, and scalable. And third, speed. Ripple's blockchain processes transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. Compare that to the days it takes with SWIFT or the Federal Reserve's antiquated systems. And here's something even more fascinating. During Trump's administration, there were discussions about integrating XRP into America's strategic reserve. That's right, Ripple's technology wasn't just good enough for payments, it was being considered for the US financial backbone. So if Ripple can handle that level of responsibility, why not replace the Federal Reserve altogether? Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin doesn't just settle transactions instantly, it also generates yield. Think about that. Every transaction on Ripple's system can create value. That means the government could finally have a tool to address the national debt while making the economy more efficient for everyone. And Ripple isn't just about the US. Globally, countries are abandoning SWIFT because they're tired of sanctions and inefficiencies. Ripple offers a fast and fairer alternative. By adopting Ripple, the US could bring these countries back into the fold, not through coercion, but through innovation. This isn't just about saving the US economy, it's about redefining global financial leadership.
So how do y'all feel about Ripple? It's definitely taking over the game. I love it. I think it's gonna be a great asset for us to hold one day. Like you said, it might, if you look back, you might see that Bitcoin was just the first of its kind, which is why it's in gold, and they're trying to say it's the gold asset because there's only so much it can do with it. But XRP might be a king, and then he hinted too that um, the next wave of crypto coins could also do what Bitcoin is doing. Like we have crypto gold, where's crypto silver, platinum. If you like what you see here today, please leave a comment, please like, please subscribe, because I will be back for more.